welcome to Envision. We are with Dr. Brian Maher, Superintendent of the Sioux Falls Public Schools. I really dislike this conversation, but it's one we probably have to have. It's really not too early to talk about cold and snow and the process for making decisions for the public schools and the nearly 25,000 students we have. It's got to be one of your favorite tasks.
Can you tell I'm squirming just a little bit over here?
It really is not an exact science, this weather thing that we deal with. And talk a little bit about what goes into that decision making.
Yeah, great question. You know, the first of all, when there's inclement weather, the decision to have school or not have school always comes back on the superintendent. It does. I wish that wasn't the case, and I wish I was always 100% right in the decision that I make. But the fact of the matter is, what I do is I get as much information as I can. We have some very good people in the district that I really lean on. I won't give their names out so as they don't receive undue pressure.
Have snowballs thrown at them.
there are 3 people in the district who get up very, very early in the morning, usually 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, if there's even the threat of inclement weather. And we begin the process at that point. We have duties designed for being in touch with law enforcement. We have duties designed with being in touch with National Weather Service. We have duties designed for actually driving roads, just going out and seeing firsthand what does it look like. And then we try to take the information with what is right now versus what is projected over the next several hours to the start of school, but not just the start of school, but during school and before school gets out. So we really become de facto weather people during that period of time. Student safety is always the number one criteria. Sometimes people say, well, does it matter if you have days to give or not? It doesn't. It really doesn't. I would far rather have days into June than make a miscalculation and have school when we shouldn't have it. And so I don't think there's anything I do that causes me more stress in my job than that day, because you're truly dealing with the immediate safety of all of your kids and all of your staff on those particular days. The good news in South Dakota is our folks, generally speaking, know how to travel in snow and ice. But also when the weather becomes sufficiently bad, I don't care how skilled you are as a driver, nobody should be out in it. So snow, ice, and bitter, bitter cold, those are just not my friends. And I would rather not have school than put lives in peril. Right.
And when we talk about the substantial number of students involved, staff members involved, and then those students, of course, have parents and others that are caring for them, it impacts any decision, whether it be we're having school on time, we're starting an hour late, 2 hours late, or canceling altogether. That impacts a significant number of people in our community and can really shape some various things in terms of daycare needs and all kinds of things.
No wonder I feel so much stress on those days.
I'm sorry if I brought that up.
But you're exactly right. Not only is it you're going to have school or not have school, you're going to impact the lives of the families involved, because whether I have a 5-year-old or an 18-year-old, if I'm a parent, I'm wondering, well, now what? Regardless of the decision, now what? How am I going to make sure they get to school safely and get home safely, whether I'm taking them or whether they're driving themselves? Number 2, if we cancel school, what am I going to do with my 5-year-old or my 18-year-old?
Sometimes the 18-year-olds need more supervision.
I'm not going to provide daycare necessarily, but I'm still worried about them as a parent.
Sure, absolutely.
So what will my student do during that day? And if we don't have school, what does that mean to our business community?
Right.
It truly has a very wide-ranging impact far beyond the classroom. And so there is that stress of the decision, but for me, it comes back to, can we get kids to school safely, and can we get them home safely? If the answer is yes, we have school. If the answer is no, we don't have school.
Okay, well, more to come on that because
Sounds simple, but
yeah,
it's just not.
there's a lot that does go into it. I know the stress level. I can see it on your face on those
Oh, I
days.
bet you
So,
can.
well, certainly we hope parents will make decisions that are best for their family in terms of student safety and such. We're making that decision for the masses, and sometimes we hope most of the time it's right. Sometimes weather changes, and
You know, you bring up something there. Personal circumstances sometimes dictate whether it's safe for your child to come to school or not, even if we're having school. And I would always tell a parent, don't allow me to make the best decision for your child. I will always try to make the best decision, but if you live miles and miles away and there is some safety issue between where you are and the building, you've got that information far more than anybody in the school district. So always make the best decision for your child, whether it's on how to dress to walk to school, on what route to travel to school, or even whether or not to come to school. Make as a parent, always make that best decision.
that's right. Well, thanks for joining us on Envision. I'm certain that we will have many more opportunities to talk about this topic in the future.
Oh, good.
I know you're excited about that. Thanks again for joining us.